guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel video. What you're seeing right now is concept art for the new Incursion that will be dropping for the Division on April 12th. I'll be getting more into that later and some other features, but first I want to give a shout out to the developers from Massive and Ubisoft and the community managers for engaging the community, for listening to feedback, and doing so much in the game over the past 3 weeks. Yes, there's still bugs, yes, there's still things they're working on, but they've done a really good job of engaging the community and listening to feedback. I definitely want to give them props for that. So what you're seeing here in this particular concept art is LNB with a armored vehicle behind them that you will obviously be trying to fight in this incursion. But before I get to that, I'm going to go into some other features that are actually coming in this update besides just the incursion. The first of which is gear sets. Gear sets are these bright green pieces that you're getting. They obviously will have several different parts to them. There are 4 gear sets in total, and you can get these by either crafting them, doing the incursion, doing challenge mode missions, and also by running in the dark zone. Another thing you're going to notice is a gear score. These high-end and gear set pieces have a gear score of 201, while purple pieces have a gear score of 131. These gear sets also give you special abilities when you have a certain amount of pieces equipped of a particular set. Another thing you're going to see here is you can actually share items with other players, and he's going to hold down the right trigger and share that here. These items will drop, and other people in your party that were in your party for the past 2 hours when you got that item will be able to pick that up. And I'll talk a little bit about that later. So right now we're actually seeing daily assignments and also weekly assignments. So these are things such as kill so many Rikers or kill so many LMB, and they can be done while you're doing other missions. So let's say you need to go kill so many Rikers for a daily. Well, if you go do a mission that includes Rikers and you kill them, it's going to help complete your daily, which is really nice. And rewards for these are going to vary from Division Tech to Phoenix credits to other things of that sort. They really haven't given all the details yet, and they're going to include more later. Another feature that they haven't talked much about, that I will talk about a little bit more later on, is some changes that are coming into the dark zone, and this has to deal with things called supply drops. But right now we're going to take a look at some of the footage here that we captured from today's developer stream. And it's some of the first footage that we actually have of Falcon Lost. As you can see here, they're going underground. So Falcon Lost is an underground mission, or I should say incursion. And this is taking place in a water plant that is actually underground. So the LMB have kind of retreated back to this, and it's a very vital piece of the city infrastructure, obviously. And they're basically going to be holding out there, and you're going to be assaulting them. This is supposed to be a very tough mission, and it will come in 2 different flavors. It's going to come in hard and challenge mode. There's no easy mode, there's no regular mode. And I believe the video gameplay we're seeing right now, being as these are only level 31, is hard mode. And from what I've heard from what the developers have said so far is it is very, very challenging. Basically, one of the developers said that him and his team were able to beat it on hard, and so after they did that, they decided to make it even harder. And on challenge mode, they had their test team, one of the outside test teams, come in. It took them 3 days, so that's all they did was basically try to beat it on challenge mode. It took them 3 days to do so. And there is the possibility, they didn't say for sure, but if the smiling faces and anything are any hint, they made it even harder after they beat it. Absolutely crazy. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be really good. I am definitely very happy that they're doing something in the game that's going to be very, very challenging and not rush through. I really hope that they don't nerf that and start making it a lot easier for people. This happens inevitably in almost all games. You see a lot of different gaming platforms where when a dungeon first comes out or something for like that first comes out and it's really, really tough, people complain about it, and they end up making it a whole lot easier. It happens a lot, and I'm really hoping, even though I haven't played it, I am really hoping that they don't go back and make it really, really easy. So there's a couple of things you're going to be able to notice here. One is that it says destroy the APCs. Like I was talking about before, there's a big armored vehicle. You can kind of see that there in the back, and it has to be destroyed. Other thing you're looking at here is waves. And as we go through these short little video clips, you're actually going to see that start jumping up, along with some other things that I'm going to be pointing out. They also said there's going to be new types of features and dynamic stuff here that's going to be happening, and you're not just going to be able to cower in a corner and fight. We'll see how true that is and what's going on. They really recommend having the set gear if you're actually going to be trying to do it on challenge mode. But if you have high-end pieces, you should, of course, which makes sense, is going to be the entry level for hard mode on that. Now, there's another thing I want to point out on those gear sets. First, I'm going to go over some of the names of them. One of them's called Century's Call. The other one's called Striker's Battle Gear. The other one's called Path of the Nomad. Path of the Nomad is the one that supposedly is more geared for the Dark Zone. So my guess is, and this is only a guess, it will have things that will help you be more effective towards killing other players, maybe? I don't know, we'll see. The other one is the Technician's Authority. Now, Century's Call is supposedly more geared towards constant precision, so someone who's like a marksman rifle. Striker's Battle Gear is for assault-focused players, so probably more assault rifles, SMG-based DPS. And when we're looking again at Technician's Authority, that is actually geared more towards healers, people who stack a lot of skill power and electronics and stuff like that. So with these new talents that we're going to basically unlock in each one of these gear sets, we're going to basically have to kind of see how they balance out. What's happening here is set items do not have specialized bonuses like you have on high-end items, and we're basically going to have to look around and see, you know, there's going to be a trade-off there basically is what you're going to be looking at, and to see if it's actually going to be better for you or if it's not going to be better for you, or mix and match and what you're actually going to be doing there. And I'm very curious to see how that plays out. Here in the videos, actually, you can see on his HUD, there's a little thing that looks kind of like a paratrooper's medal or pin, and that is always active. My guess, and this is only a guess again, is that is one of the new talents that is activated by a gear set. As you can see, it is always up. It's kind of like a buff, a bonus that's in there. Again, just a guess. You can also see right here where they are engaging some drones, which I think is very interesting. It's a new thing you're going to be fighting here in the game. That's going to be kind of interesting, I guess. We'll see how that all goes. Another thing you're also going to see around this point in the video is where it says to grab the explosive pack. You're also going to notice later on in the video where it says to defend the explosive pack and other things like that. My guess is it's going to be how you defeat that APC eventually in a lot of these different rounds. So a little thing I kind of want to go backtrack here for just a moment and talk about is the Dark Zone and the supply drops. So the Dark Zone supply drops are basically things that are going to drop out of the sky, and they're going to drop supposedly every hour in the Dark Zone, and what will happen is all the groups of players can go run towards that, and that's going to be protected by a bunch of high-end NPCs that you have to kill. Whoever kills them and opens up the box first gets the loot. So there's probably going to be a lot of PvP going on. It's going to be absolutely crazy. And it's not just the first player that gets the loot. It's going to be the entire team that gets that loot. And because that loot is supply dropped in, you don't actually have to extract it. Once you get the loot, it's yours. So I think that's going to be very interesting. So that about wraps it up. There's still lots of other details going to be coming out soon. If you want, you can actually go and read the official dev news, which I will have a link in the description below, as well as watch the earlier Twitch broadcast from which this game footage was actually pulled, and see exactly in the devs' own words what they had to say. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.